Fortress of Narzod. It wasn't long ago that I picked this one up. Being new to the Vectrex, I was doing some research on its library, which led me to this game. It looked fascinating, a shooter that made a departure from the deep space setting, typically seen in these types of games from the era. It's outrageously difficult. The game has been a thorn in my side ever since the first time I played it. But tonight is different. It's the perfect time of year, and the stormy weather is brought with it inspiration. The kind needed to scale the mountain, to finally reach the fortress, to defeat whoever calls that place his own, and to claim it for myself. You begin on the lowest of 3 roadways, at the bottom of a winding path that leads to the structure seen in the distance. You will remain on these roadways until you have cleared the 3 waves of enemies, and then you may progress. The enemies, or guardians as the instruction manual calls them, consist of doom grabbers, tarantulas, and ghouls. Tarantulas are pretty terrifying as it is, but here they shoot at you, and are as big as your hovercraft. Oh yeah, you're controlling a hovercraft, by the way. Wouldn't you know it, the last remaining honorable wizard with the knowledge to harness all the forces of good to defeat Narzod, and you're fighting from a hovercraft. I'm perfectly fine with that. The Guardians descend the path towards you in predictable patterns, and they can each only shoot off 1 shot at a time. It's not too bad at first, but when there's about 1 million of these things on the screen, and it will happen, it starts to flicker pretty badly. Almost as if the wizard Narzod is attacking that himself. At any point during the action, you may maneuver in any direction, including up the roadway towards the structure. The perspective never changes, so the further up the path you take your ship, the smaller it becomes, giving the illusion of depth. That's pretty ambitious for a game that was released in 1983, but I don't recommend doing it. It almost always got me killed because I had less time to react. You can only shoot straight ahead, whereas your enemies can shoot you at any angle. Their shots are easily spotted, and slow-moving, so it's not too big of a deal, that is, until you encounter the warbirds on the 3rd level. Kill them. Kill them as quickly as you can. For the love of Narzod, these guys suck. They first appear on the 2nd level and pose only as a minor nuisance. They fly in a staggered pattern, and in some cases actually help you by creating barriers that block other enemies' shots for a short time. But here, the game developers decided to throw you a curveball and equip the same enemies you just saw in the last level with a gun. Their shots come just as fast as the ones you fire, just as small and just as hard to see, but they can travel through walls and they can shoot from any conceivable angle. Believe me, it's a nightmare, and your best bet is to focus on them as soon as they're visible, knocking them out as soon as they're within range. The warbirds pose a huge threat in level 3, and I would go as far as saying that they are the 2nd hardest challenge in the game, second only to your own ricocheting shots. Oh my god. The ricochet can occasionally be used to your benefit, allowing you to hit the opponents far away using the walls of the roadway. But no matter what, during some of the most intense moments of up-close fighting, there always seems to be that one returning bullet that slams you like a bolt of lightning. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. That's very fitting. Holy shit, no time to react. There he is, that's him! It's Narzod! Well, actually, it's the Mystic Hurler. Oh god, look at him, he's hideous! Okay. And in true arcade fashion, the game just starts over again. Albeit a lot harder this time. With your score intact, you're left to challenge the roadways of the fortress once again. Having actually struggled with this one for a while, I have to say that the bout with the Mystic Hurler was a bit anticlimactic. He only takes a handful of shots before exploding into smithereens. Nevertheless, the challenge goes on. Addictive, and truly ahead of its time, that's Fortress of Narzod, a must-own for any Vectrex collection. Thanks for tuning in, and happy Halloween.